am I supposed to do now? I don't see how I fit in here anymore.
So episode 4 comes, and it's kind of like this question is asked of like, what now? We could have had this huge episode of her on the road and all this big stuff happens, because at the end of episode 3, Kayla's like,
I have a little bit of money.
I have a little bit of money in my mom's car, and I'm going to go find my home. And it's like this big moment, and the music comes on.
For home.
And then, so episode 4, we could have easily gone the route of like, you know, she's finding all these things and all this stuff's happening, but instead I wanted to go smaller moments and kind of more about Kayla's like being indecisive and not knowing what to do, and her having these plans, but they're not really working out like she thought they were going to work out.
So is this one of those scenes where she walks and you follow?
We're gonna mix it up a little bit.
We're gonna mix it up a little bit.
Well, especially this episode.
Well, part of what prompted that end speech that Kayla gives in the car, talking about like, you know, what am I supposed to do now? And you know, Rachel was the plan. And so it's like in episode 3, she is going to set out and go do this. But in episode 4, she realizes, you know, how am I going to do this?
What am I supposed to do now? She was the plan. Now what?
The speech also came from, we'd been talking so much about emotions and how much Kayla should emote as a character versus as an actor, and how do we get there, and do we use Vising? Do we make her laugh to cry? Do we, you know, should she cry? And we started getting to the point where we're like, well, especially Kayla, you figured this out. It's like, you can't cry every single episode, because the audience doesn't want, they're not going to connect with somebody who's like a crybaby. I mean, even though she did lose her best friend, which is a big thing, but they needed a strong character who moves on. I want you to turn, don't look at me though, and just walk away from her with her in the background. No, actually Cody's going to be over here. Kevin will have to do it. Kevin will signal you. I want you to turn towards us when we say, it'll be a while though. You're going to walk, she's going to still be playing, you're going to walk off back towards the table. So we sat down and said, okay, well, what's a way that we can have Kayla's character be strong and not this crybaby?
Because I am such a crybaby.
To work it in a way so that Kayla as an actress can feel comfortable, you know, with the amount of emoting and certain dramatic material that she has to get to. And I came up with this speech later, after the script had been written, that basically says just that, like, you know, I don't know what to do, and I'm not going to cry for her anymore. So it was spawned from that. I mean, it also, I pulled from, I've talked about this before, but one of my favorite films, which was Inspiration Blue, had some material in there like that, where the character in that movie has horrible things happen to her, and she decides kind of not to cry for them throughout the rest of the series. So I kind of like that idea, and Kayla liked the idea.
I love that idea.
Yeah. Hey, Kayla, you bring your Visine today?
Nate, I can't cry in every damn episode.
Are you ready? Looks amazing.
Oh, am I wearing my glasses?
You could start with them on and then take them off, because you had them on in the park, right? No, you took them off after you left the mom, right? So we still have these moments where she's sad or she's thinking about stuff. We have a lot of those moments, but she's not going to just have these big breakdowns the whole series. That way when they do come, they're more powerful.
And anytime I get upset, I just feel stupid or immature. I'm not gonna cry for her anymore. Or her fucking brother. Where is he? Why didn't he tell me?
So this is also the episode where she makes the choice to find Rachel's little brother, John Michael, which we had heard his voice in episode 1, because he's filming all the little camera stuff between Kayla and Rachel.
John Michael.
Yeah.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Say action.
Action.
But we hadn't really seen him yet, and we see his name on the phone number list. She's calling him at the beginning of the episode, but she doesn't actually decide to go find him until the end of that episode during the speech in the car. And when she pulls up to this hotel, she tries to call him, but just gets his answering machine, and she goes to his webpage. And the video that's shown there, so we get introduced to him by a little song that he plays, and that's actually our actor James Jackson Leach. He had done this video a long time ago, and I worked that into a John Michaels page. And so we have to play that, and Kayla could see that, and then it kind of worked as the theme music for the scene too.
Yeah.
And then it's also where we introduced Rachel Perkins' blog, which we find out more about in the next episode, and Kayla decides not to go to it. So then after that we go to the park. I shot one scene sort of there a long time ago for a movie, but I've always wanted to shoot more in that park. So we went out there to shoot, and it was a nice day. It was breezy, and we had some shots where leaves were falling naturally as Kayla was walking, and I thought it looked really cool. So then right when we say, okay, let's do that again, the leaves would stop. So there were takes with like either me or Kevin or Cody like shaking the trees.
One scene you actually climbed up in the tree and you were like shaking it while somebody else.
So we could have a few leaves fall off, and there was never that many leaves that fell off, but it was just enough for the scene to be cool.
That was so funny.
Okay, cut. Kayla has a conversation with her mom.
Oh, yeah.
Again on the phone, and we had actually recorded all that dialogue when we were shooting episode 1 with Ray, so Ray wouldn't have to come back out, obviously. And it ended up being pretty funny, like just some of the things y'all had to say to each other, and she had to scream a lot into the microphone.
You did what?
Bring my car back! I'm sorry.
And then that's all triggered by the mom that comes into the park, which is played by my friend Sarah, who's a very talented musician. And she's been playing for many, many years. And I've been trying to get her music in one of my films for a long time. And I finally said, hey, I have this new project and I want your music in it. And she said, okay. And I was like, actually, I kind of want you to be in it too.
With your kids.
Yeah, with your kids. She had 2 daughters. Yeah, come on, it's gold.
What do you want me to do?
Act. She agreed, and they all came out, and she kept on. I think she kind of kept on wanting me to give her more like business to do with her daughters. But I said, no, just let them run around and follow them, and we're going to shoot that. And that's what we did. And then finally I said, okay, now you can sit down and play your song. And we just let the kids
do their thing.
And they were talking and being silly while she was playing this really pretty song, I thought. And it worked out great. And that's what led us back to Kayla being in the car. That's not creepy. You know, I mean, it's creepy if you're like, you know. But you're not doing that. You're like watching it, and it's kind of like,
I think
it's like I'll be having a moment with watching this mom with these kids, and like we never had that. So maybe, that's what I'm saying. So should you still be at the table and you hear the guitar, or should you kind of like get up and lean against a tree and kind of watch her still from a distance? But we could change our staging. Maybe we should change our staging. We've been at this table for a while. So maybe we'll just get up and even just walk to like that tree and lean against it and kind of watch her play in the distance. You know what I mean? Yeah. One of the shots towards the end of the episode, and while Kayla's giving her speech, is Kayla's walking kind of away from the camera, and the camera's following her, and it's really shaky, and the color actually made a color shift. And I did that on purpose. One, I wanted to get far away and zoom in a lot so we could kind of have a shallower depth of field, or have a lot of more stuff out of focus around Kayla. And then, so since I was doing that and it was handheld, it just made it a lot more shaky for that scene. But I thought it was kind of cool because it was like the turbulence and the chaoticness of the world and all these events that have happened to Kayla, and the shift in color was just kind of like mood shifting, and it was kind of like in Kayla's world we have these shifts of colors and shifts of like what's still versus what's shaky and chaotic. And I thought that was kind of an interesting take to how that ends that whole speech of her, what she needs to do and what she wants to do. The series deals with a lot of like personal, intimate moments that you might not normally see. We hope you like this episode, and we'll see you next time. No, not the car yet, I'm sorry. So you look up watching for a while, and then you dig in your backpack and pull out the camera.
Butterfly in the sky. I can fly twice as high.
Take a look.
It's in a book of reading a rainbow. Can do anything.
We did our own version of Reading Rainbow in like 5th grade.
What was it called?
Reading Rainbow.
Oh, you just did a remake?
When did that happen? Is it totally closed off, or is it?
The day is waking up, your big blue eyes see everything.
Though this road's been